On the sidelines of the USIBC India Idea Summit, I caught up with Ed Knight, the Executive Vice Chairman of Nasdaq. I asked him what could actually lead to more US companies investing in India, reforms needed in the Indian financial sector, and also about Nasdaq completing 10 years in the Indian market. Listen in. Nasdaq is completing 10 years in India. How has the journey been so far, and what next in terms of expanding your presence in the Indian market?
Well, the journey has been terrific. It's been very positive for our company. I just came from that office. Everything I hear about our employees is that they're very engaged. What they want to do is learn more. We're very happy with them. I came to the office at the beginning of the week in Bangalore. We had 850 people. At the end of the week, we had 900. If that gives you any sense of the trajectory that we're on here in India, we have over 1,500 people in the country now. We have more people in India than any other location other than the United States. And the people here are part of the engine that's driving the growth of NASDAQ in technology, in providing products that provide access to the capital markets, liquidity, and transparency.
Now, US and India are working very closely on supply chains and having resilient supply chains, especially on clean energies, semiconductors, and certain critical technologies. What could ensure greater foreign investment flows from US companies into India? What would they be looking for, according to you?
Well, I think in part, on a very practical level, what they're looking for is that those who are already investing here have success with it. So one of the things we've been talking about at USIBC is some of the initiatives of our companies here and making sure they continue to thrive, like Google. Listed on NASDAQ, a member of the USIBC, has made a major investment here in this country. The rest of American business is looking at that. And if they succeed, others will come. But that will be based upon a lot of things, including the Indian government's continued investment in infrastructure, the Indian government's continued investment in upskilling, and the priority that we hear the Indian government is putting on manufacturing, electronic assembly, electronic product assembly, and the like will encourage more American businesses to come here. So we're very optimistic, and we're hearing a lot of good news here this week.
Right. I'd like to ask you about the trade flows between India and the United States. Any sectors which you would probably be the most excited about?
Well, the areas of emphasis by your government, including, as one I mentioned earlier, the electronic manufacturing area. Two is the clean energy area, the transition to a cleaner environment, and the focus on wind energy, solar, hydrogen, all the different technologies that are available now. That's very important. And now electric vehicles is an area where we see increased investment. So we think with the initiatives of the Indian government, the cooperation between the U.S. government in India on like the critical initiative on emerging technologies, the Indus X initiative on the defense industry, the innovation handshake between the two commerce departments to encourage early stage companies, all of those will drive more investment by the United States into India. And they are all part of programs that the U.S.-India Business Council is working with the two governments, has been asked to work with the two governments to facilitate.
Right. My final question to you would be, what can ensure greater connectivity, greater linkages between the public markets of the two countries?
Well, I think in particular it's the capital markets. All right?
Correct.
The open capital markets facilitate the flow of capital in both directions. The direction that the Indian government has taken in the last few years is towards opening it up more. And it is being done on a very deliberate basis. It's being done consistent with your values and your laws. We fully support it. But the more open the capital flows can be, the better. NASDAQ has products that allow financial institutions in this country to continue to grow and to deal with the regulatory infrastructure by using the best technology so that they can connect to other financial institutions effectively, meet global regulatory standards, and facilitate the flow of capital in both directions. That has been, frankly, the secret of the success of the U.S. economy over centuries. Is we've always had an open capital market. We think India should move in the same direction, and it will fuel a higher living standards for everyone in India.